Welcome back to my channel. This week's vlog is about a week late. I will include some footage as to why it was a week late from when I tried to record this last time. So let's go ahead and roll that footage.
Didn't make you immune to getting tired.
Anyway, what I wanted to talk about in that last vlog before my power was so rudely knocked out by a nice little thunderstorm was burnout. And it is something that I was struggling with at the time and something that I struggle with all the time, from time to time. I just get so overwhelmed with everything that I do. And burnout is a huge thing. And I feel like that people are like, oh yeah, I'm burnout. And you always assume that they're talking about like their job or being a mom or everything else, but it's the little things that can burn you out too. It's not like the cute, like aesthetic kind where you can light a candle and take a hot bath with some Epsom salt and then you just magically feel better. That's not the type of burnout that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the burnout where you have so much to do and you have so much on your plate and you have so much on your to-do list that your brain just freezes and you just don't know where to start. It's called decision paralysis. You have so much to do that you just don't know where to start. You know what needs to be done, and somehow you end up doom scrolling social media or playing a stupid game or staring at the wall or taking a nap or any of the other things because your brain just can't process what you need to do first. Burnout isn't just about being tired. It's not just, I'm not sleeping well enough. It's not just, I didn't get 8 hours of sleep last night. I only got 4 and I'm used to 8. It's not just, I need another energy drink or another coffee or something to get through the day. Burnout is, I think people confuse burnout with being tired. And I feel like the society that we live in, everybody's chronically tired. We're always tired. Everyone's like, oh, how are you doing? You're like, oh, well, I'm tired. I'm good, but I'm tired. I'm having a good day, but I'm tired. I had a productive day, but I need a nap type things. Some things that I have going on in my personal life. I am a mom of 2 boys who keep me on my toes all the time. This morning, World War III almost broke out in the house because somebody didn't want to share chips. My husband, as everybody knows, my husband has a very demanding job. Usually he's home. Usually he works 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. But some weeks he works 16 hours a day and he's gone from 5:15 in the morning and he doesn't get home until 10:30 at night. There was a time period last year, a stretch of last year and into this year, from July of last year to the beginning of March of this year, where he worked out of town. He wasn't even out of town. He was out of state. He was in Arkansas for 10 days at a time, and he would be home for 3.5 days and then be gone again. I run a sewing business. I run a very busy, keeps me busy sewing business out of my house. I do everything out of my house. I don't have a storefront. I don't have babysitters to help with the kids or daycare that I drop them off at. Like, they're with me. I sew during nap time or after bedtime or whenever I can get in the sewing room. I'm trying to build a social media career. Everyone says, well, why are you doing this? And I say, well, I've seen social media change people's lives. I've seen wives be able to retire their husbands on social media. And I'm not saying that my husband would ever retire because I made enough on social media, but it would be nice to one day maybe pay for a vacation for us, maybe pay for the honeymoon that we never got, maybe take a solo vacation, because in the almost 7 years that we've been together, we haven't had a solo vacation. We haven't had a trip somewhere that didn't revolve around family. We haven't had a let's forget about the world for a couple of days and go sit on the beach kind of trip. Like, we haven't had that. On top of all of that, I'm launching a podcast. A friend of mine, Kayla, we're launching a podcast. Our first episode is set to drop on August 4th. So that's another thing that takes up my time. I go to the gym. In the last 3.5 weeks, I have only taken the weekends off. I have missed 1 day at the gym in the last 3.5 weeks, and I've only taken the weekends off. And even then, I still go out and walk on the weekends to get my steps in. So I'm dedicated to my fitness journey, on a huge weight loss journey. On top of working out, I'm trying to lose a good amount of weight. And So when I say I'm tired, it's not just that I'm physically tired, but I'm also mentally tired because I'm balancing all of that. I'm balancing everything. Like, you know how whenever you have your computer up and you have like 87 tabs? That's my brain all the time. And there's 3 tabs that are playing music and you don't know where the music is coming from. And then all of a sudden there's a pop-up ad. And then all of a sudden the tab closes and then you lost your Google Drive that had all of your notes for your podcast on it and everything else. So, yes, I'm tired, but burnout is different from being tired. Burnout is when the things that you love start feeling heavy. It's not just the day-to-day exhaustion. It's when the things that you love to do start feeling heavy. I love being busy. I love being so busy that people are like, wow, how do you juggle it all? How do you do everything that you do? I love it because I feel like I'm contributing in a way. I feel like I'm contributing either, you know, somebody's listening to my vlog and they're like, wow, I really relate to that. Let me follow her. Or I made $800 last month on TikTok. Wow, I'm contributing to my household now. But it's what burnout is when the things that you enjoy doing start to feel heavy. I love creating content. I love sewing. I love reading. I have gone live for almost 6 weeks straight every single day for at least an hour at a time. I love meeting new people on my live. I love talking to people from all over the world on my live. There are days when opening TikTok feels like another chore. There are days when opening my camera app on my phone to film content feels so heavy that I can't do it. And honestly, sometimes it's terrifying. I think the reason that everybody struggles with burnout so much is that social media has made burnout almost impossible to recognize. Because as you scroll through, especially if you're a content creator, or even if you're not a content creator, but your social media is full of this people that do the same thing that you do. You're scrolling through and you're like, wow, they, you know, oh, like especially sewing wise. Oh, look, they finished 4 quilts this week and I barely finished 1. Somebody is always doing more than you. And we live in a society now where we compare ourselves to everyone and everything around us. I look at mine and I'm like, wow, somebody posted 5 times today. How do they have time for that? How do they have time to edit all of that footage? Oh, look, somebody's video got 100,000 views and I can't get above 500 on mine. Somebody hit 15,000 followers in 3 months and it took me 90 days to get to 5K. And suddenly with all of that, your brain starts telling you that you're behind. Your brain starts telling you that you're failing. Your brain starts telling you that you're not doing enough. And you start believing that if you're not hustling and if you're not putting in the effort every single second of the day that you're failing. But the truth is that I've had to remind myself, comparison doesn't create consistency. I'm going to say that again. Comparison doesn't create consistency. It creates anxiety. I've talked a lot recently in my short videos about how motivation is a liar. You can wake up motivated to go to the gym for the first 3 days of your fitness journey. And then on that 4th day, when you're so sore that you cry as you sit down on the toilet, or you're so sore that you cry that you can't get out of bed, that is when discipline takes over. Motivation is a liar. You can say that you're motivated to do anything in the world. You can say that you're motivated to take content creation seriously. You're motivated to run for a political office. But you're going to wake up tomorrow and your motivation's going to be gone. You're going to wake up tomorrow and you're not going to be able to do the things tomorrow that you said that you were going to do today if you're relying solely on motivation. I've had weeks recently where my motivation is 0. If it was less than 0, if it was possible to be less than 0, it would be. My weigh-ins until last week, my weigh-ins sucked. I was not in a good place with my weigh-ins. I do weekly weigh-ins on Wednesdays. My content had flopped. I was struggling to get 300 views. My live rooms were dead. I was lucky to have my backup account and one other account in my live rooms for a couple of days. My sewing room, I didn't turn my sewing machine on for 2 weeks because I didn't want to. I didn't have the motivation to do it. I did not want to go to the gym 2 weeks ago. I did not want to step foot in the gym. I didn't want to film. I didn't want to edit. I didn't want to post content. I didn't want to do any of it. But motivation isn't what gets results. Discipline is. Discipline isn't something glamorous. It's not something that a lot of people talk about. People always talk about having motivation. Not a lot of people talk about discipline because it's ugly. And it's a harsh truth that if you don't have discipline in whatever you're trying to succeed in, then you're not going to be successful in it. If you don't have the discipline, if you want to be a lawyer, if you don't have the discipline to go to law school and study the way that you should study and make the grades that you need to make in your class, you're not going to pass. You're not going to pass the bar exam. You're not going to make a good enough grade on the bar exam to be considered a lawyer, an attorney. You have to have discipline to study. You have to have discipline to go to class. You have to have discipline to study your cases. Discipline is literally deciding, I don't want to do it. I hate doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway. It might not be perfect, and it might be slower than everybody else, but I'm still going to show up. There's something that I've learned recently that I have come to terms with. And that is that it's okay to give yourself permission to slow down. Not quit. You're not allowed to quit. But you are allowed to slow down. There is a difference between resting and quitting. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to earn taking a nap because you're in your luteal phase. I'm in my luteal phase right now. That's why I'm talking about it. You don't have to earn rest to take a nap because you're luteal and your hormones are literally bottoming out because you're about to start your period. You don't have to earn rest because you stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning editing content and your kids woke up at 4. You don't have to earn rest because you didn't work out as hard at the gym today as you did yesterday, but you still went and moved your body. You don't have to hit the burnout wall before you're allowed to take your break. You can take a break before you hit burnout. You should take a break before you hit burnout. Sometimes slowing down is what actually allows you to stay consistent. And I'd rather post one good video that I know is going to do well than rush post 5 terrible ones that are going to flop. I'd rather have one intentional workout than skip the gym for 2 weeks because I tried to go too hard. So, here is my closing message to all of you. If you're feeling burnt out today, I just want you to know that it's probably because you're carrying more than anybody else realizes. Maybe you're raising babies. Maybe you're raising babies alone. Maybe you're working. Maybe you're taking care of your parents or your grandparents or aunts or uncles or sick family members or whatever. Maybe you're trying to lose weight. Maybe you're going through infertility. Maybe you're trying to build a business. Or in this economy, maybe you're just trying to survive. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to keep taking the next step. Some days, taking the next step doesn't mean crushing your entire 50-character long to-do list. Some days, taking the next step is simply getting out of bed, taking a shower, and brushing your teeth. Brushing your to-do list and brushing your teeth both count as taking the next step. So this week, and for the foreseeable future, I am choosing consistency over perfection. And I challenge you to do the same. If that's where you're at, if you're in a spot where you feel the burnout coming, or the burnout is here, or the manic downfall is here, I challenge you to choose consistency over perfection. Really glad that you're here. Thank you for hopping in. And I'd love to know in the comments, what's one thing in your life that's making you feel burnout right now? Because I have a feeling a lot more of us are carrying the same weight than we realize. I will see you guys next week. Bye.